Hey everyone, welcome to HogHype. Tyler Cash joined as always now by our Hog Zone contributor Kevin Luthringer and Locked on Razorback podcast host John Nabors. Guys, we're coming out of the bye week now. Arkansas, they got the win over BYU. They got the bye week. John, we'll start with you. Just how refreshed, how does this team feel now heading into Auburn in the second half of the season?
I mean, you got to feel like they're walking pretty tall right now. You got a nice win on the road against a BYU team that a lot of people wasn't sure about how you'd perform. And now you get everybody healthy that you were expecting to be back and going back on the road against an Auburn team that's very beatable. So I think it's about as good as you could ask. And also, if you compare it to last year, Arkansas was a different team after the bye week last year. I mean, they finished the season 4-1, the only loss being to Alabama on the road by a touchdown. So if last year's any indication, this team, you may see a completely different result at the end of the season, the final 5 games.
Right, and we were talking coming into the bye week, we were talking about the bye is just what the doctor ordered. Maybe the second thing for him would
like very literally in this case.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe second would be the Auburn pass offense because they do not throw the ball very well. We all know that that's what Arkansas can't really defend. I think Auburn's last in the SEC in completion percentage and 13th in yards. So it's a chance for us to see maybe a more healthy defensive back unit, maybe get back on track and then finish year strong like they did last year, like John said.
Yeah, it's kind of piggybacking on that. I mean, last year was all about Sam Pittman kind of breaking some losing streaks and whatnot. The one he hasn't yet is the streak to Auburn. No one on this Razorback team has beaten Auburn. Yeah, they should have 2 years ago. We all know what happened. Honestly, they probably should have last year, and then they beat themselves. Kevin, you started to talk about it, but does this feel like a good year to kind of break that streak?
It does feel like a good year for that, but I will also say that Brian Harsin's coming. He is, and I know there's some worry about him being on the hot seat, but as dating back to Boise State and Arkansas State, he's 9-1 off a bye as a coach. So I think they'll come in ready. This team's very beatable, and I think you get to figure out, is Arkansas the team we thought they were going to be coming into the year and they just had a few bumps, or is those losses, is that what Arkansas will be? This is going to be a good one.
I think with the whole thing with Brian Harsin is that I believe he's not going to be the coach at Auburn next year, regardless of what happens. And the last thing you want to do if you're Arkansas is to not beat a coach that got fired because of lack of results. Arkansas had that happen in the Chad Morris era, had it happen a little bit in the Bielema era. So this is your best chance to beat Auburn. It's probably the best opportunity you've had in a while, and depending on what they do after this year, it may be your last, but they got to take care of business in this one because the matchup favors the Razorbacks.
All right, real quick, we're going to do it just because it's a lot of fun. Arkansas men's basketball coming off a huge exhibition win over Rogers State. That's in Oklahoma, in case you didn't know. Now one that people will know. At number 12, Texas, yes, it's just an exhibition game, so a lot of caveats there, but just what's the excitement level at, John, for this team?
I mean, it's at a fever pitch. I've been living in Arkansas most of my life, and we all remember how great things were back in the 90s with Nolan Richardson and everything, but since that point in time, Muss taking over has rejuvenated that excitement, which has been great because of the results in the Elite Eight, but when you add in the great recruiting class, McDonald's All-Americans, great transfers, the fact that everyone's talking about you being a top 10 team, I mean, I think Razorback fans are just been starved for some sort of kind of competitiveness in basketball, and it looks like they're going to get it this year.
It does feel like it. I mean, the having McDonald's All-Americans on Arkansas, it feels good. Their highlight plays, the dunks, it looks good on the internet. It's exhibition game, so I don't know what we're going to actually learn from this weekend, but the excitement's at an all-time high.
All right, big day on Saturday. Arkansas at Texas for exhibition basketball. Arkansas at Auburn for the first football game coming off the bye week. We'll, of course, have all those highlights for you right here on THV 11.